Have you ever noticed something strange about money? Most people spend their entire lives working for money. They wake up early, drive to work, spend 8 or 10 hours on the job, come home exhausted, and then do it all over again the next day, for decades. But then there are people who seem to live by a completely different set of rules. They go on vacation while money keeps showing up. They sleep while money keeps showing up. They spend time with their family while money keeps showing up. At first glance, it almost looks unfair. How can two people work equally hard, but one of them eventually reaches a point where money arrives without requiring constant effort? The answer is simple. One person works for money. The other builds systems that work for them. And that's the journey we're talking about today. The journey from $0 per month in passive income to $10,000 per month. Not overnight, not through some magical secret, but through a series of small decisions that completely change the way money works in your life. And the most surprising part? The biggest obstacle isn't money, it's psychology. Because most people never even make it past the first stage. Let's start there. Imagine two friends. Both are 25 years old, both earn the same salary, both have similar expenses, and both want financial freedom. But their thinking is completely different. The first friend sees every extra dollar as spending money. A bonus means a new phone, a raise means a nicer apartment, a tax refund means a vacation. The second friend sees every extra dollar as an employee. Instead of asking, "What can I buy with this?" they ask, "How can this dollar make me more dollars?" That sounds like a tiny difference, but it changes everything. Because wealth isn't built by income alone. It's built by what happens after income arrives. Most people believe financial freedom comes from earning more, but earning more often creates a dangerous trap. It's called lifestyle inflation. As income rises, spending rises. The nicer car, the bigger house, the expensive subscriptions, the luxury vacations. The result? Someone earning $50,000 and someone earning $150,000 can both feel equally broke, because the problem isn't income. The problem is that every dollar leaves as quickly as it arrives. And that's why passive income starts with something surprisingly boring: owning assets. Think about it this way. Imagine you're planting trees. Every dollar you invest is a tiny seed. At first, nothing seems to happen. You water the seed, wait, and still nothing. Most people quit during this stage because humans are wired to prefer immediate rewards. We love seeing instant results. That's why scrolling social media feels easier than reading a book. It's why buying something today feels better than investing for 20 years. Our brains are designed to chase now. Wealth requires thinking about later. And that's where most people lose the game. The beginning of passive income feels painfully slow. Let's say you invest enough money to generate $10 per month. $10? That's barely enough for lunch. Most people look at that number and think it's pointless, but that's because they're focusing on income. The wealthy focus on systems. $10 per month means the machine has started working, and once the machine exists, it can be expanded. This is where people make another major mistake. They imagine passive income as one giant leap. They picture waking up one day earning $10,000 per month, but that's not how it works. Passive income grows in stages. The first $100 feels impossible. The first 1,000 feels exciting. The first 5,000 feels life-changing. And eventually, 10,000 becomes realistic. Each stage teaches a different lesson. The first $100 teaches patience. The first 1,000 teaches consistency. The first 5,000 teaches scale. And 10,000 teaches ownership. Let's look at what that actually means. Imagine someone invests regularly into income-producing assets, maybe index funds, maybe dividend-paying investments, maybe rental properties, maybe an online business. The exact asset matters less than most people think. The real magic comes from ownership. Every asset is like hiring a worker. One worker produces a little income. 10 workers produce more. 100 workers produce even more. And eventually, you build an entire team working around the clock. The difference is that these workers never sleep. They never take weekends off, and they keep working whether you're watching them or not. That's what passive income really is. It's ownership income, not labor income. Most people spend years trying to increase labor income. Few spend enough time increasing ownership income. And that's why wealth starts separating people over time. Now here's where things become really interesting, because passive income isn't actually about income. It's about freedom. Think about someone earning $10,000 every month from assets. What changed? Did they suddenly become smarter? Not necessarily. Did they work harder than everyone else? Not always. What changed was their relationship with time. Before passive income, every dollar required hours. After passive income, income becomes disconnected from time. And that's one of the most powerful shifts in personal finance, because time is the only resource you can never earn back. You can lose money and recover. You can lose a job and find another. You can lose investments and rebuild. But time only moves in one direction. That's why passive income matters, not because it makes you rich, because it gives you choices. The ability to work because you want to, not because you have to. The ability to spend more time with family, travel, learn new skills, start new projects, or simply enjoy life without constantly worrying about bills. But there's still one final secret most people miss. The journey becomes easier as you move forward. That sounds backward, but it's true. The hardest part is going from 0 to 1. The first dollar of passive income, the first investment, the first asset, the first system. After that, momentum starts helping you. Imagine pushing a giant snowball uphill. At first, it's exhausting. Every inch requires effort. But eventually, the snowball becomes so large that gravity begins helping. Wealth works the same way. The first few years feel slow. Then growth accelerates. Then passive income starts generating more passive income. This is where compound growth becomes almost magical, not because it's complicated, but because it rewards patience. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest investors. They're often the people simply who stay in the game long enough. And that's an important lesson, because social media has created unrealistic expectations. Everyone wants financial freedom immediately. Everyone wants results by next month. Everyone wants the shortcut. But wealth rarely arrives in dramatic moments. It usually arrives quietly, one investment at a time, one asset at a time, one decision at a time. And years later, people look at the result and call it luck. What they don't see is the process, the thousands of small choices that created the outcome. The skipped impulse purchases, the automatic investments, the patience during market crashes, the discipline during difficult times. Those actions don't feel exciting in the moment, but together they create extraordinary results. So if you're starting at 0 today, here's the most important thing to remember. Don't focus on $10,000 per month. Focus on the first dollar. Because $10,000 per month is simply $1 repeated thousands of times. Every wealthy person starts at the same place, 0. 0 passive income, 0 assets, 0 momentum. The difference is that some people start building and others keep waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never comes. The journey begins the day you decide that every dollar can become a future worker, that every asset can become a future income stream. And financial freedom isn't a destination, it's a process of slowly replacing dependence with ownership, hours with assets, consumption with investment, and eventually effort with systems. Because the real goal was never $10,000 per month. The real goal was freedom. And freedom starts the moment your money begins working harder than you do. So the next time you earn an extra dollar, ask yourself one simple question. Will this dollar disappear today, or will it start working for me tomorrow? Your answer might determine where you are 10 years from now.